Hey y'all, it's Christine. Just wanted to share a few things going on here. And first thing I wanted to touch base on is that song by the Police, "Every Breath You Take." I think that song came out sometime in the 80s, maybe early 90s. And I just wanted to get this out there, because I know you all probably are thinking the same thing. Anyone who knows that song, like just how fitting that song actually is, right? Because as a targeted individual, you're living it. You're living it. Every breath you take, I'll be watching you. Yeah. So the Prince of the Power of the Air waves. Yeah. That all-seeing eye is your neighbors, family, friends, your cell phone, your television, the cable box, the drones. There's no escaping the cameras on the street posts outside, and I mean, anyway, it's maddening, really, to have watched this build up so quickly around us. You know, every time you go outside, there's another new camera. I guess they put them up in the middle of the night or something, right? And it's like, how much, so you literally need a camera on every street corner, as well as in between. You know, you gotta have a couple there in between. But yet, if we're being monitored that heavily, how is it that these people with, nefarious plans get to act them out each and every time, it seems? It's weird. It's very interesting to think about that, huh? So if every moment of every day is being tracked, which it is, how can some nut job with an assault rifle shoot up a baseball practice unless it wasn't allowed? So they let that one by, or they controlled it from the beginning. A lot of these things that happen are in fact hoaxes. They're drills that they do, and then they pull them off they as live, but in some of these cases, it is, people are being hurt, killed, maimed. So you would think, anyway, that's just an observation, if you've ever thought about that, just the intensity of this monitoring. Yeah, but yet these things, these lone gunmen seem to get the deed done somehow, right? So, interesting. But I wanted to mention a couple things real quick about what has taken place as it relates to monitoring, what has taken place over the last several weeks. Yeah, and I noticed this not once but twice, and I'm like, man, this is just like maddening to a certain degree. So I was at the fairgrounds just a few weeks ago here in Raleigh, and I was walking with an acquaintance. I have a casual friend that I met here, so I'm glad about that. And so we went together, and passing an Avon stand, and as we passed that stand, I mentioned that back in the day I used to sell Avon. Well, a couple days later, I'm getting Avon emails. And, and I thought that that was kind of strange. I didn't even stop by that stand, actually. I just passed it, and in passing, I mentioned the fact that I used to sell it back in the day. And then a couple days later, I get these emails from Avon. They want me to buy their products. And then another winky dink up at the Sheetz gas station here, and I was up there in the morning getting a cup of coffee. And normally when a cashier asks me if I have a rewards card or do I want a rewards card, I say no. But for whatever reason, and maybe I thought I was going to get a free cup of coffee, I don't know, I said yes. So I was handed the rewards card, the Sheetz rewards card, and I paid cash for my coffee. And later that same day, I decided that I actually didn't want the rewards card after all. And so I threw it away. Not only did I throw it away, but I took out the trash bag that it was in because it was full, not because of the card. But about an hour later, I get an email from Sheetz. Yep. In my main email address account, telling me that I needed to activate my Sheetz card. Now, look, does that strike y'all as bizarre as all get out? I mean, so is that how, how's that happening? I pay cash for a cup of coffee. I throw away the Sheetz card. I didn't want to register it because I don't give a sheet. I didn't want it in my possession. I don't want another flipping card. And then I get an email telling me that I need to activate my Sheetz card. So if anybody's got some thoughts about that, I'd love to hear them. Because, I mean, it's just, yeah, I know that I'm under 24/7 observation. Who knows, they're probably, look, your thoughts can and will still be manipulated. Sometimes I look at, what has taken place in the past, particularly back in 2012, mid-2012, when I really literally felt myself disconnect from this matrix. And I could feel like a level of consciousness, of awakening. And that's when you start looking around like, where am I? I don't want to be here. Ew. It's really, it's really kind of evil here, and yikes, it's a pretty scary place, right? When you realize the truth. Yeah. But, so I'm just wondering, I mean, that is just mind-blowing to me, that those two incidences, I get a reminder in my email, a reminder that, they know, they hear, they listen, they monitor, and they are indeed, they're tracking. So, anyway, I guess really that's all I wanted to share for now. As always, peace and blessings in Jesus' name.